This is the BodPod, the podcast where we welcome friends and experts to talk all things body image, self-love, and confidence. This is the BodPod. Hey, BodPod Squad. I'm Rachel K. Grimm, the confidence coach and resident hype girl behind this podcast. And today I'm coming at you solo to talk confidence, how we find it, how we keep it, and how we grow it. In the spirit of a solo episode, I thought it would be the perfect time to talk to you about doing things alone, having the confidence to do things alone, and this new era of doing things alone that I personally am in and would love to inspire you in as well. Like I said, I'm in an era of doing things alone, and I'll be honest, this isn't exactly by my choice. This is due to work and life changes, sending my partner abroad to go and live his best life, live his dream. And of course, I am in full support of this, but I'm not going to lie, it's been a little bit scary thinking about what that means for me, having so much time alone. I think I worried about this because I know where too much time alone has led me in the past when I wasn't such a confident version of myself, when I wasn't so assured in who I am. That time alone in the past led to distraction. It led to laziness. It led to not so healthy relationships and habits. And I'm not going to lie, knowing that I was suddenly going to have mass amounts of time alone made me really nervous and scared that I could backslide and backpedal into those old ways. But I had to check myself. I had to remind myself that there's something I always find motivation in. And that is my past self, how far she's come, and her ability to rise up and be better. I think that it is so unfair for me to hold myself to this past version of me who has learned so much, who has improved. It's just unfair to assume that I'm going to make the same decisions that I made before. I deserve to trust myself. I deserve to trust this version of me. When I really think about it, I spend so much of my time, so much of my life focused on others, the needs of others, and putting others before myself. And don't get me wrong, I love that for me. Like, I try very hard to live a selfless life, to live a life that pours into other people, pours positivity into every single conversation, every single interaction. But what about me? When am I pouring into me? When I'm really going after everyone else, do I really give myself the attention I deserve? The attention I need? I have to ask myself, what have I left on the back burner by always putting everyone else first? I think that these are great questions to ask myself in this new era, and it really allows me to transform my perspective of, oh, I have to do this alone, to, oh, I get to do this alone. I get to have time alone that I can serve me, discover me, and heal parts of me that I just haven't had time to because I've been spending that time on everyone else. Listen, I am still new to this era of aloneness, but I think what I've learned so far, and even what I've learned in the past from being alone, can not only motivate me in this journey I'm on, but hopefully motivate you to confidently doing things alone too. So today I want to give you my 3 tips to confidently doing things alone. First, shift your perspective. Stop seeing it as something happening to you and see it as something you're in charge of. Make it fun. Don't make it frumpy, alone, wallowing in sadness on the couch, okay? Listen, we're allowed a couch moment, but I don't want you to live there when you're alone. I don't want to live there when I'm alone. For example, okay, I love Blink-182. I've actually seen them on tour multiple times, but every time has been with someone else. And when they announced their One More Time tour, they were coming to New York City, I thought, oh my gosh, we have to go. I have to get tickets. And suddenly then we turned into me for obvious reasons. And I asked every single friend, those who love Blink and even those who don't, if they wanted to go with me. Like, I practically begged them. I even said, listen, I'll buy your ticket. I that desperately wanted someone to go with me. And no one could. So I thought, okay, well, I just don't get to go to this tour. It's fine. Until I decided, no, it's not fine. I am literally talking myself out of something that I love, something that has brought me joy for beyond a decade. Because I have to do it alone, I'm willing to miss out on it because I have to do it alone. And that really shook me. So I forced myself to flip the script and try going alone. How alone could I really be in an arena with thousands of other Blink fans dancing and singing and jumping along? Heck, even on the subway ride to the concert, there was a Blink sing-along just hosted by other random people on the train. Though I'm in this stadium full of people I don't know, I'm technically in this stadium full of fellow Blink friends. And I'm not even joking. I had the best time doing it alone. So I challenge you to shift your perspective, and rather than seeing it as something you have to do alone, see it as something you get to try doing alone. My second tip is to start small. Listen, as amazing as going to this concert was, I can't say that I would have gone alone a decade ago. I would not have started my journey of doing things alone at this concert. Personally, my confidence to do big things alone is a result of years of doing smaller things alone that has built my confidence up to go and do things like the concert alone or even travel the world alone. Seriously, I remember the first time I took myself to a restaurant alone. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and I really wanted to try this new cantina that popped up down the street. It looked absolutely fabulous every time I walked by. There was music playing. The colors were beautiful. I just saw these glamorous little drinks, and I wanted to try it. But being newer to the city, I had not built a community there yet. And the community I did have who would want to go couldn't go. And so I was stuck just waiting, not getting to go do this thing I really wanted to experience. So I decided this is it. I am going to try this whole eating alone thing. And I'll be so honest, I was so scared. And I was really scared of what people would think of me. That one girl eating alone in the restaurant, to keep it from feeling too uncomfortable and to keep myself from just like endlessly scrolling on my phone, I really prepared for what would be my first eating alone out at a restaurant experience. I booked the earliest dinner reservation that they had, not because I actually wanted that time, but because I figured there would be the least amount of people there to feel sorry for the girl eating alone. And I also took along a book with me so that I had entertainment and also to fill up the table so that it didn't feel so lonely. And again, I didn't want to be just like scrolling on my phone the whole time. And I'll be honest, my plan worked. First of all, literally no one cared that I was there alone. They were all in their own conversation, focused on themselves, just as I was focused on me. No one cared. It also gave me an opportunity to chat with my server, get to know more about the restaurant and other spots in the neighborhood. I also learned that in addition to a book, I should really have a journal, because when I'm alone, I'm finally by myself in my own thoughts, and I have thoughts that I don't typically get to have because I'm focused on other people. And I really wanted a journal there to be able to jot things down that deserve a moment to be spoken, but they're not said out loud, so let me write them down. Also, hot tip, sitting at the bar, I learned, is a great way to not feel so alone. In addition to that advice, my advice on this one is to, again, start small with your alone moments. This one dinner has led to years of me being open to dining out alone and really, really enjoying doing so. Now I go to concerts alone. And like I said, I travel the world. I go to other countries, other cities alone. It is so wild to me the power one dinner gave me to do things alone. And I want to remind us that building confidence takes time. So when we start small and we follow it through, we build ourselves up through these small things to do the bigger things. Okay, and finally, tip number 3 is to have someone hold you accountable or to be there with you in spirit, even when you're alone. Okay, first of all, this works from a safety perspective. Giving your friend, your mom, your partner, your location just makes you feel a little bit secure and not so scared doing something so big or so small alone. But also, this is a great source of accountability, camaraderie, feeling like someone is there with you in spirit. For instance, when I went to the Blink-182 concert, one of my best friends who loves Blink said, "You know what, Rachel, even though I can't go with you to the show, I'm going to spend the day listening to Blink-182 music trip in solidarity with you. And I said, okay, well, in return, I'm going to send you photos and videos and moments that I really loved from the concert so that we're both getting to experience this together. And truly, even though they weren't there with me, I felt like we really got to experience this concert together. I got to tell them about the sharing of a new song, announcement of a new album. And it was so special to feel like someone was there supporting me, even though they weren't physically there supporting me. It was really the best of both worlds. I think it's really special to have someone not only cheering you on, but sharing the experience with them empowers them to go and do something alone too. So there you have it. Those are my 3 tips to confidently doing things solo. I love sharing my experience with you, but remember that what my experience to building my confidence to do things alone looks like isn't exactly what yours is going to look like. But what I can say is if we both start small, we're able to build up our confidence to do these bigger things alone. And remember, please stop waiting for someone to do it with you. Stop missing out on life because you're waiting for someone to share it with. I would encourage you to go and live and enjoy it now. Well, BodPod Squad, thank you so much for being here and for listening to this episode. If you like this episode, I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel and also give it a like. And if you want to follow along with us in real time, you can find us at the BodCon on Instagram and TikTok. You can also follow me and my solo adventures at Rachel K. Grimm on Instagram. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.